Eamonn Holmes hits back at Phillip Schofield again over claims he's consumed by jealousy. Eamonn Holmes has hit back at Phillip Schofield once again after claims were made that he was consumed by jealousy of his former This Morning colleague. The former co-workers have been embroiled in a feud since Mr. Schofield's departure from This Morning, and ITV as a whole, following an unwise but not illegal affair with a younger colleague. Eamonn Holmes has hit back at Phillip Schofield once again after claims were made that he was consumed by jealousy of his former This Morning colleague. The former co-workers have been embroiled in a feud since Mr. Schofield's departure from This Morning, and ITV as a whole, following an unwise but not illegal affair with a younger colleague. Mr. Schofield returned to television as part of Castaway on Channel 5, where he slammed those who forecast his downfall, with friends of the former presenter saying that Eamonn was jealous of him and has a personal vendetta against him. Now, Eamonn has hit back at these claims in a fresh shot at his former colleague, saying that claims that he's jealous couldn't be farther from the truth. Eamonn finds it laughable, a source close to the GB News presenter told Mail Online. Phillip is just desperately trying to blame everyone else when the reality is Phillip needs to look in the mirror to see who is responsible for what happened. It's particularly funny to see claims that Eamonn is consumed by jealousy. His view is what's he got to be jealous of Phillip over? The only way he was able to get back on TV was taking himself off to a desert island. Eamonn and his now ex-wife Ruth Langsford presented the Friday editions of This Morning before they were controversially replaced by Alison Hammond and Dermot O'Leary, with Eamonn saying he was never given a proper reason for his and Ruth's sacking. He has since found a new home on GB News, where he took aim at Mr. Schofield following his Channel 5 return, saying that he deserves to be in exile following his departure. Addressing claims from Mr. Schofield that he was thrown under the bus by those at ITV, Eamonn responded, "Well, if I'm one of the people who threw him under the bus, I'm very proud to have done it. This man is addicted to fame, absolutely addicted to fame." Eamonn also took another shot at Mr. Schofield following the announcement of the documentary, which began airing last week, saying that he deserves to be in exile. Gloves off. Eamonn Holmes hits back at Phillip Schofield again after claims he's consumed by jealousy of ex-This Morning co-star. The feud between Eamonn and Phil was said to have taken a toll on his marriage to Ruth Langsford. Eamonn Holmes has poured scorn on claims that he's consumed by jealousy of his former This Morning co-star Phillip Schofield. The TV presenter's feud with Phillip Schofield has come to light after Phillip's big return to television this week in Channel 5's Castaway. In the three-part survival show, the ex-presenter filmed himself talking to the camera from a Madagascan island, where he lashed out those who precipitated his downfall after he was sacked from ITV last year. In light of Schofield's TV return, friends of the presenter have claimed that Eamonn has a personal vendetta against Phil, after Eamonn was axed from the Friday slot on This Morning. Other sources claim that Eamonn has always been jealous of Phil, who until May 2023, had been the star of the show. But now Eamonn has laughed off these jealousy claims, suggesting that it couldn't be further from the truth. A source told Mail Online, he finds it laughable. Phillip is just desperately trying to blame everyone else when the reality is Phillip needs to look in the mirror to see who is responsible for what happened. It's particularly funny to see claims that Eamonn is consumed by jealousy. His view is what's he got to be jealous of Phillip over? The only way he was able to get back on TV was taking himself off to a desert island. Eamonn and his estranged wife, Ruth Langsford, held the fort on Fridays for 14 years until they lost their seats on the sofa in a show shake-up in November 2021, after being replaced by Dermot O'Leary and Alison Hammond. But sources close to Phillip have since told The Sun that the duo lost their spot due to ratings and also because This Morning editor Martin Frizzell couldn't stand the sight of Eamonn eating on TV. TV stalwart Eamonn was said to be especially aggrieved about being let go by ITV, claiming he was never given a proper reason. His culling was made even more frustrating by his belief Phillip had been given unwavering support by ITV, despite his behavior behind the scenes. Former co-hosts Fern Britton and Amanda Holden have been less than complimentary in the past. Amanda even admitted to feeling let down by Phil, after she'd hosted alongside him in 2015 while Holly was on maternity leave, but he'd failed to back her to stand in for Holly, who'd been asked to help out on I Am a Celebrity in 2018. The incident confirmed Eamonn's belief that Phillip had constantly been lauded, despite his shabby conduct behind the scenes, sources claimed. Last week, Eamonn furiously hit out at Phillip ahead of his TV comeback, saying he is very proud to have thrown him under the bus. The Irish broadcaster made his feelings clear about his former co-star's TV comeback, the Channel 5 show Castaway. As Isabel Webster revealed on Monday's GB News breakfast show that Schofield claimed he was thrown under a bus, Holmes was quick to reply, "Well, if I am one of the people who threw him under the bus, I am very proud to have done it. The man is addicted to fame, absolutely addicted to fame." Holmes later added that Schofield deserves to be in exile. Rumors about hostility between Phillip and Eamonn had circulated for years, after almost 3 decades of working cheek by jowl. While Holmes hosted GMTV, Schofield presented This Morning before Holmes joined him on the Not Daytime show in 2006. In a bid to keep the peace on the much-loved ITV daytime program, Holmes and Schofield had tried to keep their mutual resentment to themselves. When Phillip came out as gay live on This Morning back in February 2020, Eamonn was a picture of moral support, even though sources say he was not furious about being forced to back the man he so disliked. Indeed, Eamonn's deep dislike of Phillip was even said to have taken its toll on his marriage to Ruth Langsford, who is still employed by ITV's Loose Women and found his outspoken rants about Phillip and ITV wholly damaging. The pair announced their split in May after 14 years of marriage after work commitments took their marriage in different directions, and Eamonn has since been pictured while on holiday with girlfriend Katie Alexander. A source told Mail Online, Eamonn's dislike for Phillip existed for a long time, but it became very public at the end of his marriage to Ruth. And as his hatred for him and ITV grew, the cracks in their relationship grew deeper. Ruth became a bit dismayed at Eamonn for making repeated digs at ITV after they were axed from This Morning. Ruth wasn't over the moon about it, but given she was still a cemented member of the Loose Women family, it made things somewhat awkward for her to have Eamonn criticizing ITV. But Eamonn loathes Phillip and has no regrets about what he said and certainly doesn't think he threw him under the bus. He doesn't regret any of his behavior. He believes he's addicted to fame, and he can't believe he's attempted to relaunch himself with his documentary this week. Eamonn is trying to move on with his life, and has no plans to ever make it up with Phillip.